Hello, my name is Alex Isles and welcome to Ad Gefrin at Gefrin in Northumberland. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about what was Ad Gefrin. So behind me you can see here there is a slate that says this place was Gefrin, the royal township of the 7th century Anglo-Saxon kings of Northumbria. Now that is quite a grand statement, but what does it mean to you watching here today? So, Ad Gefrin is a really interesting place because we would know that this valley right here, or this location which I'm about to walk you through, was Ad Gefrin if it wasn't for a guy called Bede. Now Bede is a historian and a priest within Northumbria during the 8th century. When he's writing, he is trying to explain the Christianization of the Anglo-Saxon peoples, and so he tells this narrative of how the English came out of the darkness and into the light and embraced God, or the Christian God, at that time. Now in one of those things he's talking about his favourite king, and this favourite king is Edwin. Edwin was we can presume a pagan, though he may have actually been also a British Christian. There's a bit of a debate about that because he grew up amongst the Britons at various points during his life. But over the course of his life he fought against other kings. He became king of Northumbria and he married the king of Kent's sister. Now Kent was very much under the influence of the Merovingian kings of France. So when he came under that, they were Catholic, and he converts to Catholicism, and he has a personal priest called Paulinus who has come up with his wife to Northumbria. So because of that, they're now looking at converting their kingdom to Christianity. And when they're looking at doing it, he chooses this site right here, which Bede describes as a royal palace or a royal villa. Now this is a hugely important location because it's got a great deal of significance to the history of Northumberland and the whole region around here in northeast England. To start off with, the valley right here, the Millfield Valley, has got at least 10 henges in it that have been discovered so far. So we know that since the Paleolithic or the Copper Age, just before the Bronze Age, there have been people living in and around this area. There are cairns and kists all over the hills around here, and when you've got those as well, we are actually standing in the shadow right up here of Gefrin Bell, which was an Iron Age hill fort, or what many people refer to as Celtic, even though if you've watched my videos for a while now, you know I don't like the term Celtic. So because of that, in the 6th century there is a palace built in this area, or there is at least a township built. Halls are erected, an amazing grandstand feature which I'll discuss in another video, and alongside this as well there seems to be a pagan site just over here where there is a pagan ritual area and possibly a temple, which later on is then replaced by a church in the eastern side of the location right here. So you can see, very interestingly, there's a whole changeover from where we have the initial Germanic Anglo-Saxons coming into the region and how they're living here, to a changeover to the Christianization and a church on the other side. There are massive halls constructed, and it's a site of royal power. And what makes Ad Gefrin so amazing as well is a massive enclosure which would have just been over here in this part of the site. And when you have this massive enclosure, this here would have been very significant and gives this area the significance as a royal palace, because we think it's almost like a taxation point where the kings of Northumbria are exerting their control over the people in their local area. But I'll explain that more in another video. So this has been a slightly longer introduction video today, explaining the importance of this site here. And today, as I'm walking around here, all you see is a field, but this would have actually been one of the really quite important townships in Anglo-Saxon England in the 6th into the possibly 7th century AD, when it starts to fade out and is then replaced more by the important site of Mailman or Millfield slightly further up the valley. So I really hope this has opened up this whole area, maybe caught your attention and brought this whole area to life for you. And that's something I've said, be it about the Anglo-Saxons, maybe about the change in faith from Germanic paganism to Christianity, right the way through to an Iron Age hill fort. Maybe want you to come back and watch more. But as always, please do like and subscribe. Put a comment down below, I'll try and answer your questions, and if you would like to, I do have a Patreon so you can support my work as well. But in the meantime, stay safe and well, and thank you as always for watching, and I look forward to showing you more in the near future.